Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today without my ugly face? Because it would have taken even longer for me to get like, live and picture and stream ready. Yeah, I got a little bit sidetracked. Sorry about that little delay, but I was waiting for some more information and I got it. So now I'm good to go. So, who do we have here? I hope you guys can see me all right. Hear me all right. Not see me all right, but hear me all right. Adrian, thank you for being here. To my moderators, Dave G, Craftastic, Cynthia, Goodnight Owl, Jog Girl, Kiwi, Lucy, K, Michelle, Mitch, Nanya Business, Rachel, Sarah. Hi, everybody. If I forgot somebody, I'm sorry. So, before I start, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to Super Sunshine Sue. She lost her husband a couple days ago. So, Sunshine, you're always in my heart and in my prayers and in my thoughts. Then, Janice, she had an operation, and I recently learned. I'm not so much on Facebook and Messenger and stuff, pretty busy with work, but I just thought I'm gonna address that, and also my thoughts and prayers go out to her. Also, Penny, my moderator, wishing you a speedy recovery. And then my thoughts and prayers also go out to all the parents and victims and everybody involved in the Texas school shooting. This is absolutely horrible. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the world is a cold place, people. Very, very sad. But yeah, stupid idiots running around everywhere. So be careful. Jen, thank you for joining. I'm still using friggin' StreamYard, so I'm sorry if I have another delay. Yeah, I didn't have time to install that other program I have. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna talk a little bit about, well, a little bit. It's easy said. I did extensive work on the Cervi oil batteries, and I have some documents, and I downloaded and was sent documents since that battery was built in 1998. So I have all the documents. I know everything about the production and all that kinds of stuff. Oh, sorry to hear that, Leslie. Oh my God. Yeah, you better keep her home. It's the last week of school. Same here. Yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Hi, Ant-Man. If I don't see your messages or the chat, it's because first of all I have a delay, as you know, on StreamYard, and second of all I cannot see it when I do that little presentation. So just bear with me and thank you for your patience. Yeah, we're going into the Cervi oil site, and I want to explain a little bit to you guys that nothing is what it seems, really. And in the last 5 minutes of preparing that, I saw something on the drone footage, and I need your guys' opinion about this. And I also have a question at the end of my presentation about the 360. So everyone who's using the 360 app, I have some questions. So yeah, but we'll do that later. So I'm gonna share my screen. Hopefully it works. I had to restart that friggin' laptop again. So where is it? Where is it? Oh my God. Just give me second. I see it's not there. Here it is. Okay. Technical difficulties. But yeah, nothing goes as planned with me. Ever. Ever. All right. So, get rid of that. Get rid of me. So, I titled it "The Truth About Cervi" because there's so much misinformation out there regarding the oil itself, the color of the oil, the thickness of the oil, Cervi itself, like the batteries. And I just wanted to clear that up a little bit. And maybe it changes the view about the case a little bit as well. It did certainly for me. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of when you think of crude oil? Do you think it looks like this or this? Just put in the comments if you think crude oil is really, really thick and black and nasty. Oh, sorry about that. That's the police. Put a 1 in chat if you think it's thick and nasty. And put a 2 if you think it looks completely, totally different. I'm curious what you guys think about crude oil. Because we think always, I'm sorry for being a little bit graphic right here, but the girls in those tanks and they were flammable and all these horror stories we hear. Oh, I see. I see. Many people, many of you think that it looks totally different. And yes, you guys, you're right. So, this is what you imagine normally because we're all no experts, right? What you imagine crude oil looks like. Well, at least I imagined that when I first started with that case, but for a week or so, having a totally different opinion. So, what crude oil really looks like is this. It comes in different colors from a light yellowish color up to a really thick black color. But that really thick black crude oil you only find in the Middle East. And what you see here are samples from gauging the batteries. What you see here on the, on that part, that's just sediment or, sludge, stuff like that. This happens, see a little bit here, and you see a little bit here. So these were taken from the same tank. The change of color, or this is when it comes out, like when it's extracted, and through the light it changes a little bit, as well as the oil will be on the bottom and the water is on top. So this is why it's changing colors. You see here it's lighter and then it goes darker on top. This is watery and this is a little bit thicker. Same here. It comes in all different kinds of forms. It's comes even in that wax kind of consistence here. And this is taken from a battery that is producing more paraffin. But most of the crude oil in the United States looks like this. So from a really light color up to white even, or see-through here, as you can see in the middle. And here's changing colors from a lightish yellow up to orange. So this is what crude oil looks like. As I said, things like that you find in the Middle East, but not in the United States. There are some well sites where you find thick black crude oil in Canada, I was told. But most of the world or in the United States, they have this color. So I want to tell you some technical stuff because if we talk about this, about those things, I think we should know what certain terms are. So we're going to start with an API. What is an API? Every well site is given an API number. This is the number is a unique number assigned to every oil and gas well. This is the API of Cervi 319. The first number is the state to identify the state in which the oil well is. The second number is the county, in this case, Weld County. And the third number is the assigned well number. So Cervi 319 had the well number 19612, not to confuse with the tank numbers. Those are completely different again. But if you're looking for an oil site and you know the API, you just put that in Google and you get some information about that well. So the API number that's issued by the state is not to confuse with the API gravity. So what is the API gravity? There are some different classes of and classifications. In general, oils with API gravity of 40 to 45 generate the highest market price. Any oils with an API gravity over 45 or over have shorter molecular chains which are less desirable to refineries. Below is an overview of the 4 major crude oil classifications. So very light crude oil, any crude oil with API gravity over 31.51 degrees falls into the light crude oil category. So light crude oil is also classified that it has a higher amount of water in it than heavier crude oil. Then the medium crude oils with API gravity falling between 22.3 and 31.1 degrees are classified as medium crude oils. Then you have heavy crude oils. That's an API of under 22.3. So they say the higher the better, really. But everything over 45 is, you cannot sell it that much. So you gotta look that your oil quality is always between 40 and 45. That's the best. So you can make the most money. Then you have really heavy crude oil that has a gravity of 22.3. And extra heavy crude oil is referred as bitumen. Extra heavy crude oils have an API gravity of below 10 degrees. Let me just check. I did my homework, Lorraine. If you mean me, thank you. Okay, so now let's look at the color. Oops, that shouldn't be here. So, very light crude oil, and heavy crude oil. This is the heavy sour crude oil as we, or as I had pictured it in the start. I did not know nothing about a crude oil or stuff like that. only when I started with that case. So, like I said, this you get in the Middle Eastern or in Brazil, even. Heavy crude oil is in Canada. Sometimes they have wells where you have heavy crude oil, but mostly it's a mixture between very light and light crude oil in the United States. Is that understandable so far for you? Because when we're getting into the uh, Cervi specifics, then I just wanted you guys to know all these things beforehand. I mean, there's so much more, like the water heaviness or, you know, the sulfur, stuff like that. But I thought, I make it as easy as I can. So I would, if somebody explains that to me, I would get what they meant instead of going into every little single friggin' detail. And then in the end, at the end of the presentation, we know nothing, and just causes confusion. Hi, Dave. Welcome. All right. So we know the color, right? We know the API degrees that classifies crude oil. The higher, the better. It should be between 40 and 45 that generates the most money. Everything over 45 is considered not to make so much money. All right, then let's get into the API gravity of Cervi 319. Let's see what quality crude oil at Cervi 319 had. So this is the actual table of the chart of Cervi 319. And I put but we're getting into detail, and I have everything from 1998 up to when the well was abandoned. So I got to show you something as well. So here I put from the 1st of February to 2019. Obviously, it was abandoned by 2019 in May. In March 2018, there was a oil gravity or API gravity of 52.5, right? So what did we learn? Everything above 45 is considered not to make good money. It's basically waste, right? They sell the gas, they have separators on site. They sell the gas, but the rest of it is like dirt, sludge. They use it for the roads, for stuff like that, but they cannot use it for anything else, basically. So then, in August of 2018, all of a sudden, the oil gravity was 40 again, right? So that tells us between March and August, there was either a shutdown or a cleanse of that tank. From 52 to basically not usable oil to 40. So now, as I told you, let's look at the color. Light crude oil with a gravity over 31.1 degrees falls into the light crude oil category. Oils with API gravity falling between 22.3 and 31.1 falls into medium. So what does tell us that? What color had Cervi? The oil the well at Cervi produced was classified as very light to light crude oil, API-wise. They get tested. Do you, good night, Owl. Do you mean the state issued number for a well site, or the APIs that classifies light to heavy crude oil? Which one? So everything above 31.1 degrees falls into the light crude oil category. All right? Here, somewhere in between here. Of course, when you gouge it, you have sludge and sediment and stuff like that. No doubt about it. And dirt, that's just how it is. So, not usable at all. This would even be lighter with 52.5. And then a couple months, 5 months later, you have 40 again. So, in March, I can make that a little bit bigger. In March of 2018, the production days were 15. So that tells us 15 days of March. In March, the well produced oil. Not very good oil considered selling it price-wise, but it produced. PR means producing, and this is the API number. This is the well number. This is the county. So then it was shut down, obviously, because they thought, oh my God, we went over 40, 45. You cannot sell this as good as you can sell crude oil over 40, right? About between 40 and 45. So what did they do? Obviously, they shut it in. SI means shut in. Something happened here, and the well did not produce at all in April and May of 2018. They probably said, oh my God, we got to do something. The oil is not that good quality anymore. Then they slowly produced again in June for 2 days. PR is produced. The oil was not tested so far. And then in July, you even have only 1 day of production of the well site, produced 1 day. And if we remember, in July, this was the first time for like forever, Chris Watts is going out there at Cervi, doing a maintenance check or whatever he was doing. He goes out there twice. Even though that well only produced for 1 day. So, what did he do there? And he did not take any samples or anything like that, because I have all the documentation of all checks on Cervi 319, and there was no check performed in July of 2018. Hi, Catherine. If I forgot to mention somebody, I'm sorry, but you're all, I hope you're all welcome here, and I love you guys. Just because I don't mention or don't say your name doesn't mean, I forgot about you. So thank you for joining, everybody. So do you get what I'm saying, right? So produced in March, 15 days, shut in because of poor oil quality, right? Then in June, producing days 2. in July, produce one day, and he went out there. He went out there in July. And I need Dave my brains because I already forgot what exact date he was out there. Yeah, one day. So I have all the documentation. No checks were performed. The last real check on this well was in 2018 and then 2017, but he did not perform any checks. The operator in 2017, by the way, was a woman. Just so you know. So in 2017, I don't think that it was the area of work for Troy McCoy or the other people either, because that was a woman, was the operator and responsible. All right. Then let's see August. So the pumps are going, it's producing one day. They probably cleaned a little bit or whatever they did. And then all of a sudden in August, it produces for 16 days again. Right? And now see, the oil is better. Way, way better than it was down here. Then obviously the girls were taken from those tanks. Then in September, October, November, December, 0 days of producing. SI means shut in, so it was stopped. And then finally in May of 2019, there was the notice given that they want to abandon the oil well. And this was finally performed and finalized in December of 2019. There was with Cervi a plan to abandon already in 2015 because of the poor quality. Just so you know, so I don't think they shut that well site down because of what happened. I think they shut that well site down because it didn't produce, or it would have taken too much work and effort to have a consistent production of good oil. And money, 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 right? All right. So, what does color change, what causes color change in oil? First of all, if you don't extract anything, like water, for example, if there's too much sludge, too much water in the oil, can also cause a change in color. And of course, oxidation. This tank was like nearly 20 years old. So very, very old. So oxidation is not far-fetched. This is what happens to the oil color when you don't do your gauging or cleaning out or whatever, right? So this is the light crude oil as we have it in the United States. This is considered okay to an amber kind of blood red color. Everything over 5 is too much water and too much dirt. So without gauging, compare sample to a previous sample and or new oil samples. And this is totally like waste. The last one here. So when Chris Watts says the oil was black, he's kind of lying, right? Because we know when he was out there, the oil quality was kind of good. right? So this is just like a little study based on weeks. If you don't clean out or don't take care of the oil and production and stuff like that, what it could look like at different oil sites. So they had one oil site. I mean, it's different from state to state, obviously. The color is changing. Not everybody has really light crude oil or light. Some have medium or medium to heavy crude oil as well, right? So if they don't take care of their wells, this is what normal crude oil looks like, and this is compared to in 18 weeks. Changes the color in the tank, right? Or also if you don't sell anything. And Cervi 319 was basically only holding tanks. They were not pressurized or heated, stuff like that. So they were only holding tanks. So holding tanks, oil in holding tanks is required to sell faster, because it changes the color. And by changing the color, the quality is not that good anymore. This is just a competitors, so a comparison of to what it could look like. So in some states it's better, then it goes to like a dark red, and then it goes to a black greenish color, but still light. So in the United States, you do not have this thick oil, not happening. So, do you remember this? When Christopher Ostrander came, because Cody called him, right? Did they think, oh my God, the oil quality is kinda, so we better get the water extracted to make the oil quality better? I am not sure if they knew that there were plans to abandon Cervi 319 anyway. But yeah, so Cody did try to, do his job. Like he did his job. He called that guy, telling him to come because of the oil quality. I don't think Chris Watts knew that. Then we all know that Troy McCoy was out there while Chris Ostrander was performing his JSA. And this is how Chris describes he was parking. And don't laugh at me, but I tried to put a water truck in. I couldn't find a better one. So this was basically the water truck was over here. Then he had his hose. This is the water tank or storage. This is the separator, right? This is where the oil comes in, then gets separated into water and gas. This is the gas production right here from Cervi 319. And they did sell quite a lot of gas from that well site. Stop laughing at my little water truck. I had to laugh myself, and I was like, oh my God, if I show that to people, they think I'm totally out of it. Yeah, but I couldn't find a better one than this. But at least it has water written on it. So this is kind of, and I did look for water extraction trucks for well sites. So this is how one would look, at least in my book. So yeah, you gotta reverse that. So think the separators on the right and the tanks on the left. The well is here. This is the wellhead separator, and Chris Ostrander was parked right here with his hose attached to that um, water container thing. I'm not an expert, so yeah. I don't think that Chris Watts knew that. I don't think that he knew that this water guy was coming. I don't think he knew anything about Cervi beforehand. What I found odd is that he went out there in July with having absolutely no business out there. I mean, I don't know in detail what went on, but it is kind of weird, you know? Exactly in July when all this went down with NK and all the planning and photos of the basement and stuff like that. It's really weird. But that's just my opinion. So here again, this is 2017. And in 2015, they already applied or put a form in to the county where they planned to abandon the site. So here in April 2017, also really, really, really bad oil quality. I mean, not really bad oil quality, but it doesn't bring that much money they were hoping for, right? Same scenario. They discover, oh my God, our oil is not that good, so let's shut it in. They shut it in a little bit and then they produce again and see you there. 40.3, oil is good again, cleaning, maintenance, stuff like that they're doing. And by December 2017, it produced 12 days again, then 29, then only 1 day, and then 15, and so on and so on. They did sell good when the oil quality was good, but not so good when the oil quality was bad. So this is the sale right here. Oil quality good, more sale, more money. And here a little chart as well. So this is by the oil production by API gravity. This is from 2015 and 16. I could not find a 2017 and 2018 one, but it was similar. And as you can see here, keep your oil between 40 and 45. Just like they say here, keep it between 40 and 45. And this is what they tried to do. Then here from 45.1 to 50, lower, and everything above 50 is considered not to, sell so good. So 8.9 million they made, and in 2016 it got down to 8.4 million. Still a lot of money. All right, then I have something interesting that I just want to show you the reason for them to consider to shut that oil well down. I mean, this is a lot of technical stuff, but with investigating a case, you gotta go down this rabbit hole to understand what's going on, right? I mean, weeks ago, I was still under the impression that these were the oil quality was like thick black, like almost tar oil or something like that, right? But now I see it a little bit different, knowing what it actually is. So, and I just want to share that with you guys because, too much misinformation. So there was some person out there checking on the oil well. And this, I was told, happens like every 5 to 10 years that somebody comes out from Weld and checks the batteries and the environment and everything like really thoroughly. which they did in 2015. And then they considered, it's so much what's going on with an old, very, very old, back then in 2015, it was already 17 years old. So do we shut it down? You know, because the production, the quality of oil was not that good anymore. It takes too much effort, too much repair, too much maintenance. So after that report, they considered to shut it down. And they also already put in the forms, but then pulled back and did not shut it down. All right. So this is from 2015. This was on the 23rd of June 2015. Somebody's coming in and he tells them what they need to know, what's going on with their well site. He says a follow-up inspection is required, and the inspector requests Sorry, I was gone for a quick second. My connection went down. It's a massive storm again outside. So I'm sorry. I'm just gonna share and start off where I left. Yeah, this happens. Happens. Okay, so this guy came in, yeah, in 2015. And I was, yeah, like the other day when I was like gone for 25 minutes talking, and everybody's like, where is she? Um, Hi, Mary Joke. All right, so this guy comes in 2015, checks a plan to abandon after what this guy found, like issues with the battery or the tanks. They put in a form that they plan on abandonment. So he says follow-up inspection required because he wants to see what they do, obviously. And then Form 42, I don't know if everybody heard what I said before my internet went down. Form 42 is nothing other than an operator goes out to the site and they tick boxes of, everything is okay or not okay. What did I do maintenance wise and stuff like that. So in 1998, it was built. Obviously, it passes. Then when the first production, when the well first produced, there was another checkup, was also okay. And in 2008, it was satisfactory, no violations at all. So now this guy comes in 2015 and finds some issues with Cervi 319. The inspection status, PR, as we know, means a production well site. So the well is producing. And then he goes on with his report. He tests the tanks, the labels, the place cards, everything. The wellhead, the containers, the battery is okay. So what does he see? what he considers to say, you know what, guys, there's action required. You got to do this and that, right? So he sees crude oil, soiled dirt around tanks, load line, valves. He sees soiled dirt on south side of the separator. Then he was okay-ish, but basically saying he puts a comment, the wrought iron fence over at the wellhead should be looked at, but it's okay-ish, right? So the separator itself is equipped with barbed wire fence. The tank batteries are equipped with barbed wire fence as well. So then he tests the emission, the gas meter, the separator, the equipment, bird protectors. This is all stuff he takes into consideration. There's no action required, but he still does make a comment. So where is action required? Soiled dirt around the tanks, and soiled dirt on the side of the separator. But soiled dirt does not mean it's leaking. Okay? Does not mean it's leaking. Because if that was leaking, then they would probably be issued with a fine. So then he goes on to state the well produces water as well. And he says about the water tank, it's a satisfactory, and they have netting on the water tank. So nothing else really here. Nothing else really here. Just so you guys seen it, just for the record. So comment, the production of the well is in place. PR means the well is producing at the time this guy was there. All right. Here's same thing. Then he gives some websites, stuff like that. And then we come to the fines. So what is he saying? Any action required in red, which he states here, right? He says action required. So any action required items listed on this report indicate that the oil and gas facility or the oil and gas operations listed on the report may be in violation of the rules and regulations of the Colorado Oil and Conservation Commission, and corrective action is required. So he basically tells them, get your ass up and do something, right? Then he tells them, please note that the penalty authority was recently increased to a maximum of $15,000 per day. And when we remember the oil leak, they were talking about on the Safeway parking lot. That is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. How much is that? $60,000 fine. And Troy McCoy standing there saying, oh, it can wait till Monday, no problem. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Like, Anadarko is so after, not violating anything, right? Why would an operator that's responsible for that well site, why would he say, oh, no, we can wait till Monday. It doesn't matter. No worries. That's absolutely ridiculous, knowing that the fines are very high. So if somebody from environmental came out, if it was an oil leak, and saw that on Monday, there would be $60,000 in fines to be paid. And this is crazy. So no, I don't think that, they could have waited that long. No way. So there was something in place, right? Because Chris Watts needed a reason to go out there, right? At least this is my opinion. He needed a reason to go out there. Obviously, he couldn't do it Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Shanann was not home yet, right? So why wait till Monday? I believe that was the plan, and Cervi 319 was sought out. They probably knew that this place is, gonna be abandoned soon anyway. All right. Then he says he does a follow-up on his report. Not that I lied. This was on the 23rd of June in 2015. And the follow-up report was on the 27th of July 2015. So here are all the reports as I read out in the earlier screenshot. And in 2015, he puts in that action is required. So what does he say? He basically checks if they did everything, right? And on the 27th of July 2015, when he goes back, the cleanup soil dirt around load line and valves documented. So they did clean it up. And as you can see, it's high alert. If somebody of that authority comes out there, so high fines involved in all this. So they get their ass up and do things. So a day later, it was already cleaned up. So this was in 2015 when he took those pictures attached to his report. And as you can see here around the tanks, there's dirt or soil, as he says. So he wanted this to be cleaned up. Then he wanted these spills to be cleaned up. And you can even clearly see, the color of the oil. So it's, definitely not black and thick, right? It's very watery and light to medium in color. Right? Yeah, well, my opinion is, Allison, that he needed a reason to go out there. He needed a reason to go out there. And he couldn't do it because on Friday, so they moved, or he moved, and then he says, I'm going out there on Monday. No problem. My wife's coming home on Sunday. So then I can do all this, right? He needed a reason to go out there. This is why he offered, I go out there Monday. So Cody wouldn't repair the leak or check the leak or pressure test the pump or whatever they did. Cody wanted this to be repaired, and Cody did the only right thing. He told his operator in this case, or his foreman in this case, Troy McCoy, listen, there's a leak. We should, look. And he even called him on Friday, reporting, the spill or the leak. Yeah, he did the only right thing. I mean, in my opinion, of course. But no, that couldn't have happened. No. I cannot risk a possible spill that I probably did myself in July when I was out there, right? This cannot happen, that they are gonna maintain that leak or fix the leak. I have to go out there. And this is this, as you can see here in the picture, this is this a part of the separator. So this is not the tank. This is basically this part. Here's the separator, and underneath is also spills. And this guy marks it where spills are, and you can see even out here somewhere. So he wanted this to be repaired or fixed. Yeah. So in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't think there was a leak. I think that was a normal spill. Because that oil tank battery was anyway scheduled to abandon. And I think it's just, there was no leak per se. I think that was just a spill caused by old pipes, and stuff just leaks. You don't see a well site like this these days anymore that often. They're all modern and nice and well maintained. Yeah, I think whoever was involved in this and planned this, they knew that it was probably going to be abandoned. And yeah, like I said, he needed a reason to go out there. And if Cody would have fixed this, there was no reason to go out there, Cervi. So why was he out there in July? Why? For one day, when that well only produced for one day, right? And saying that the oil was so black and stuff like that. No, it wasn't. All right. This is what he sends Cody. This is the infamous image we all know. And now I need your full attention, you guys. Because I saw something in the past, before I finished that presentation, basically by mistake. And I wanted your opinion on this. This is the picture he sends to Cody Roberts 753 from Cervi, right? How does it look? Fresh? Is it a lot? And then he replies by sending this. We all know that they weren't able to fix the leak, right? We hear Melissa Parrish, we hear Chet McNeil saying, oh, he was digging up a little bit because he thought, we thought it's coming from underneath the pipes and stuff. So he was digging around, and Melissa even stated, I believe, or was it Chet? Can't remember. One of them two stated that when they arrived, he was digging around that leak, right? But they weren't able to fix it because they had to leave for 1029 because that leak or spill wasn't that important anymore. So Melissa went back there on Tuesday morning trying to fix the leak, but she couldn't do it either. So then in the afternoon, friggin' Troy McCoy shows up, looking for a lost wrench when the water truck guy is there, right? Sounds fishy to me. However, I need your attention because I thought am I stupid? But I just see what I see. So this is taken, oops, I gotta move that a little bit just so you see. This here in the right. Hold on, let me move this like this. Yeah, that's better. This was taken from the drone. I screenshotted that from the drone footage. And I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you see? What do you see? And I was wondering if you see that too. So the spill is still there, right? As you can see here, spill is still there. But there's something different I saw, and I just needed you guys' opinion on this. Uh-huh. Kiwi. It's getting warmer. Two different spills. No, because this is just taken from that screenshot is just taken from a different angle. So this thingy here is basically here. That's spill here is basically here. Dirt was placed there, different pipes. Mm-hmm. It's two different pipes, not the same, different tank. Not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. One extra pipe. Yeah, that's two pipes. You know, that's the over bypass line that goes into the tanks. So there are always two pipes. Uh-huh. Ant-Man, Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Ant-Man 1. Look at this, you guys. Do you see this? Right? But that's not all. It's not there here. And here the same. Right? But hold on, I can get rid of this one actually. So we see it better. Look at this. This is like some sort of release close to the bottom of the tanks or of the tank here. But there is no such thing here. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and I just don't see it. And I know that this black thing could be this one, but there's no release on this one. On the bottom. Right? It's a what? Valve? Wolf? Yeah. Okay. So that was like, huh? Because if it was here on that black thing, like, it would be. I mean, it also depends on what angle he took that photograph, but this is more to the bottom of the tank. So yeah, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? What did Lady Sarah say? What do you agree? I was thinking maybe this is the 1029. I'm not sure. Yes, Adrian, I would agree, but it looks so different. I mean, this is just taken from the drone footage. This is the closest I got, you know. But this looks so completely different to me. Unless it was tools or whatever he put there, like a hose or stuff like that, right? Does the release be removed if someone enters the battery, like when they looking for the girls inside? Mm, you mean that? Do they release it from here? No, they drained it, didn't they? Or I don't. I think I don't understand. Um, but they drained those tanks with a truck that came. I mean, the leak or the spill, as I call it, because I don't think it's a leak, um, is there clearly. You see it, and it's here too. And you see that there was, an attempt to fix something. But yeah, the tag. Why wouldn't they say, we left a tag or we left something, so if somebody from health and environmental comes out and sees this, so we have a tag or whatever that is they put on there. But they don't say that. What they're saying actually is they wanted Chris, or they covered that spill with sand in case somebody's coming, right? So why put a tag there? Makes no sense. I think so too, Kay. I think so too. That was poured and not leaked, because you haven't heard anything. They going out on Tuesday again. Melissa and this other guy, Troy, and no mention of the leak again ever. So no mention of the leak ever again. Then I found something funny and I was like, oh my God, is this really happening? Um, Regarding fumes and, you know, breathing masks and stuff like that. Um, there are fumes, that's true, but they are basically going through the separator, and there are fumes. No question about that. But the separator separates the gas, right? Goes out here. Or gets redirected and they sell it, which they did from Cervi 319. So the fumes are not deadly. If you go on YouTube and just put in the search bar extraction of crude oil from oil batteries or oil tanks, you see that 99% of the operators don't wear any breathing equipment. They don't. They just have gas monitors. That's all they have. And then I found something funny because funny. It's not funny, obviously, but I thought, oh, that's good to show, because fumes and stuff. There are really people, they think crude oil is good for your skin and that it heals some sort of, you know, illnesses or issues you might have. So, yeah, I found this. There are really people bathing in crude oil. bathing in crude oil. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. So if you just put in Google and see it for yourself, there are numerous reports of people bathing in crude oil because they think it's good for your body and health and skin and all that stuff. Right? So I just wanted to show you this. Since people are saying, oh, he should have been dead or, at least feeling ill, breathing in fumes. Yes, crude oil bath and spas. Yeah. So, as you could see, it's not uncommon that Cervi 319 has spills due to the site being pretty old, right? Spills everywhere. So regarding this spill, I don't think it was a leak. I have no clue why he was there in July. Like that month, July, the month where everything went down, everything came at once. July, the month of planning, in my opinion. Right? Why he goes out there in July and then offers to fix the leak, even though they know they get $15,000 fine per day and basically risk their jobs, right? Kay, do you think the girls were put into the tanks before Shannon got home? I asked downstairs at work about skin slippage. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think yes, but there are still things that, like Bella's shoes outside she wore from the birthday party, and I honestly I just have to check some more and see if I can find something where I can say, okay, that for at least 80% I would be. I mean, it's still only a theory in my opinion, right? But based on the evidence we have or what we find in the discovery, um I'm not quite sure yet. Which leads me to, I promised you guys I show you the picture of where I think I found Cece's shirt she wore on Saturday at the birthday party. Yeah, this is just the end of Cervi. I just wanted you guys to know that you cannot believe anything Chris Watts says. I wanted to, also explain a little bit about the oil. I hope you guys understood and, know what I was trying to explain. That crude oil is not like crude oil as we would probably imagine it is. And yeah, I hope this helped you guys a little bit to understand better. If you want the full Cervi 319 report, just send me an email and I can Google Drive it for you. So I put it in Google Drive so everybody can have it. It's not a secret, but I just wanted to make sure, that I black out investigators' names and stuff because there are people out there, they contact these people, and I did not want this to come back to my channel. So yeah, I hope that I was able to explain and clear up some misinformation about crude oil and the site Cervi itself. So as you can see, old well site, scheduled to be abandoned and dried up. Oil quality, yeah, going back and forth from good to absolute shit. yeah, they would have put in too much effort to keep that old oil side, in my opinion. All right, yeah, bathing in crude oil. Then I need your opinion on this as well, you guys. I think it's her shirt. If I should make it a little bit bigger. So this is taken from the birthday party. It's a grainy picture, but still, you see that she's wearing that shirt, definitely. And I think that, hold on, can actually crop that a little bit in so we can see that better. Oops, no. It's the same pattern. There's a little girl, kind of doll, here on the left. Just watch the body cam footage when Officer Coonrad and Baumhofer are going into the laundry room, and you can see it hanging there. You can also see it hanging there when Jane and her dog came in for the dog search. And you can also compare these two of when I actually did that, but I didn't take any screenshots. I don't think he did any laundry because the pile of clothes, when you walk in the door, that's on the right side, piled up on that little shelf, is the same and untouched on Tuesday when Jane and her dog came in. So I don't think he did any laundry. I had that a little bit lighter. I think it's that shirt. But then somebody said in my last live stream on Saturday, somebody said maybe Shanann bought everything in twos, which is also a good possibility that they had everything in twos, basically. So, yeah, maybe that's just the second shirt. Maybe that's Bella's or, I don't know. But in my opinion, this is the shirt she wore. I mean, I don't know if it's that shirt she wore, but it's definitely the same print, right? So, and yeah, these are things that, you know, hold me back a little bit to think that the girls went into those tanks Sunday, maybe. But yeah, then, maybe she did buy everything in twos. Or maybe, he took the clothes home or whatever he did, or they did, or she did, or, it did. I don't know. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I was excited. But yeah, here, as you can see, Bella and Cece. Yeah. So, so very sad. Um, It looks like a long sleeve underneath. No, I think that's just the grainy picture you see here. I think that's just the shade of the window coming in, and it's a little bit stupid. Um, yeah, a stupid angle. I don't think. And she had a tan probably, and a long sleeve underneath in Colorado, high summer. Mm, It does look like it though. It does look like it, but I think it's just the way or the angle that this picture is taken. No, I don't think he did laundry at all. I think NK knew everything that went on. And it's like a pattern. Why going out there in July when the whole planning started? Taking pictures of your basement layout. That Vivint stuff, then all these things, and it all comes together and we're slowly connecting all the dots. All right, then I have something else I wanted to show you, totally unrelated to the Cervi, but I thought I'm going to show you anyway. Is there anyone who is using the Live 360 app? Anyone in chat using the Live 360 app and can maybe answer one of my questions I have? I mean, since Dawn explained it to me, the 360, I understand it better, but still not enough to say, okay, I can do a presentation on this, and this and that is what I found, and this and that is what I think. So my question is, I'm just going to show you. So this is NA's 360. And I was just wondering about time zones. Does the Live 360 adjust time zones? I could not really find my answer on the internet. Some say yes, some say no, then some say some versions do, others say some updates do. So I'm basically lost. What I'm trying to say is the image on the left, this is when they left the airport in Arizona, right? So it's 11:11 to 11:22. This is obviously the runway, 207 miles per hour speed. 11:22, they basically take off, right? PM. And I believe Arizona, let me just check. I think it's an hour behind. Let me just recheck. I'm not good with time zones. Yeah. So Arizona is an hour behind Colorado. Okay? So, if they take off at 11:22, that would be 12:22 a.m. Colorado time, right? So my question is, does Live 360 adjust the times? Like, the phone does automatically if there's daylight savings or different time zones and stuff like that. Because if not, it's really weird. So this is when they land at 12:47-ish, when they are in the car or whatever. This would be 11:47 Arizona time, right? So again, 11:22 p.m. takeoff in Arizona would be 12:22 in Colorado, right? So how is it possible they land at 12:47? Like, is it a 25-minute flight? It's like an hour or something flight, right? An hour and a half or something. So how is that possible? I just cannot make any sense out of it. Okay, so you guys are saying it does adjust the time. Hi, Chris. Time zones do update as I use the app for my family. Okay. So, can we say for a certain that, if I board a flight in Arizona, it's 11, and when I land in Colorado, it would be 1 a.m., right? Is that right? So something's up with those screenshots. That's why my question was, yeah, Mitch, but at that time it was like they had an hour difference. I'm not good with that stuff, so Muck Boys, what I just read, it does not. You can only change time zone once a day as well. if what I just read was right. Okay, that's interesting. They use the app for security tracking. Hmm. Oh, Belle, are you from Arizona? Okay, so you guys are 1 hour behind. Okay. So how can this be? How can this be? It makes no sense to me. So if that does adjust the time, it should be um 1:47 they're landing and not 12:47. I mean, if it doesn't, it makes no sense either because if she has Arizona time here and then lands in Colorado, yeah, okay, that would make sense. That would make sense. An hour and a half or hour 15, 20 minutes flight would make sense. So when they land in no, it wouldn't make sense because this would be Arizona time. If that app does not adjust when she's landing 12:47, that would be still Arizona time. So they actually landed at 1:47. Yeah. I just go on I just leave that up real quick and just read up in chat. I have my phone next to me, but my eyes, since I had COVID, are very bad for some reason. All right. Yeah, it's very confusing, Dave, isn't it? Shadow Dancer, you don't believe that she came home at all? Hmm. Yeah, then the question I would have is what reason would there be? Then you would have to fake the doorbell camera, then you would have to fake Nate's footage because we saw her at 1:49 leaving, unless Nate's camera has also a wrong time zone. Mm, hmm. Mm. You mean 1:47 and landed at airport? I landed 1:47 at the house. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Craftastic. It makes no sense. That is Arizona time. Unless she had Colorado time the whole time on her app. But then again, we don't know, if it does adjust. But the majority of you guys say they use it and it does adjust. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not want you guys to be confused. I'm confused myself because um it is really weird, isn't it? I mean, I was just looking at I cannot make sense out of the Live 360 anyway. Um but yeah, I'm sorry that I confused you guys. I want to know what's going on. Sometimes you have to refresh it. I've had to do it a lot. Okay, I think I will have to dig a little bit deeper into this. It's like the worst customer service they have and the worst um, manuals they have. Like they tell you basically nothing. So, ugh. So again, for everybody who's just joining, my question was, does the Live 360 app adjust the time zones? Because if those screenshots of the 360 app make no sense at all. Yep, we did. Weren't they at the airport way before 11? Was the original flight delayed? Did they leave the airport and come back? Leave the airport and come back? No, they waited in a restaurant at the airport, and she's texting him, "Oh, my flight is delayed," or whatever. And then while he was on the phone with NK, and then hangs up, connects to his home router, which tells me he, wasn't home. Um, and then he texts her back, "Oh, sorry, I passed out on the couch." And this is when he actually learned that her flight was delayed, because he did not see that message when he was on the phone. So no, they landed at, I believe, 12:40 or something. I'm hungry and confused too. My stomach makes weird noises. Yeah, I'm on a detox thingy at the moment. I heard that's good when you had COVID, to do a detox week or something, and then you feel like a newborn. Maybe I should bathe in that stuff too. Um, yeah, it makes no sense. 12:47, Dave says they landed. To me, it makes no sense. So we still need to know, does the app adjust times? If you're shy to put in chat or to write in chat, you can also send me an email. I'm gonna put my email address right in. Um, some people feel more comfortable um, talking directly to me or sending an email, and I do understand that. So I'm putting my email address in chat. So if you know anything about the Life 360 and can answer my question or can help me in deconfusing me, please let me know, because this is very confusing. So again, last time, if her app or the app does not adjust time zones, the whole thing is wrong, right? If it does, fine, then it's also wrong, because 11:22 when they take off, it's 12:22 in Colorado, so they cannot land at 12:47 Colorado time. If that makes sense, that would be a 25-minute flight, you know? No. Deliver, you ordered food. Oh my God. Yes, but it looks like a 5-meter drive to airport at 11:11. Um, should have been at airport way before that time, before learning flight would be delayed. I'm making sense. Now I see what you mean. Yeah, but we don't have that screenshot. If there was, a drive to the airport, we don't have that screenshot. Yeah. Phoenix does not have daylight savings. Denver is an hour ahead. Yeah. Yeah. I pulled that up too, and I think it's the same she's wearing when she gets home. But it's still weird. Um, I pulled that up because I was looking into, so many people saying that they were on different flights, and it was actually a son picking Shannon up from the airport. What I found weird when I saw the doorbell footage for the first time is Why wouldn't you help your pregnant friend get her luggage out of the car? Right? So this was something, um, I mean, if my friend was pregnant and, she had luggage, of course I would take it out. But you basically see her, with her luggage and standing in the driveway like for 40 seconds. I think it's exactly 40 seconds. When I did that Nate camera thing, we figured that it was exactly 40 seconds she was in that driveway. Like, yeah, it's confusing. The more you think about this stuff and the more you go down that rabbit hole, it's weird. So I need to know if the Life 360 does adjustments, like for sure. Because the majority of you guys say, yes, it does. And then there are people saying it doesn't, and you have to refresh all the time. So I'm not sure. And before I get into this, like really bad and lose my mind, um, I just want to make sure that it's worth it. Mhm. Alrighty. I wonder the people bathing in the bathtubs, did they catch a flight within the next few days? Huh? Oh, you mean, yeah, that's another thing. That's why I put it up, you know? I mean, flammable? Absolutely, right? But yeah, I don't know. They were driven to the funeral home, is what I heard last. And they were the medical examiners, I can't remember who told me this, but they use like absorbent pads or something. I'm not sure if that makes, you know, not so much flammable anymore, but I don't know. And A left Nick her car over the weekend, or the family only had one car, and Nick didn't have license yet, so hit it. That makes sense. Ah, you mean if he, yeah, or maybe an A's partner picked her up. Who knows? It's just because so many people are saying, they weren't on the same flight together. I don't know. 11 Wednesday in Phoenix, Arizona, USA's midnight Thursday in Colorado. Yep. The 360 information is not from Friday to Monday. It is only Sunday, Monday. Yep, that's only Sunday, Monday, because that was confusing. That was confusing to me. The time zones. So that's Sunday to Monday, basically, yeah. Especially since she wasn't feeling that well. Yeah. So you would, help take in. I would have even carried her luggage up those little stairs and to the front of the door. But yeah, friends. She might have offered, and Shanann said no. Also possible, Mitch. Absolutely. Absolutely. Had they fell out in the car and when she woke up panicked because Shanann was already unstable? Um, their messages don't indicate that they had an argument or anything, but yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Also in the Live 360 app, Circle members need to be logged in under their own accounts. If they're logged in as anyone else, the app will update for that account's location. Ah, and also the time zone. So let's say I'm in Arizona and she logged into, if he had it, her son's account. Would it show a different time zone as well? Or would it show my time zone where I'm at? That would be interesting to know too. Come on, TJ. If they had to seal them in due to toxic fumes, then I'm doubting the pics on net of people bathing in the same thing is real. Oh, I can assure you it's real. Just type in Google um, bathing, crude oil, health, and stuff like that, and hundreds of thousands of images and websites come up where you can even watch it on YouTube. So it's definitely real. I think she wanted to run in and confront Chris. Yeah. But they were good, according to their last messages. Just think if we had airport footage. Oh, yeah, that would be so nice. Wouldn't it, Sugar Beat? Absolutely. Yeah, the luggage she left with. I mean, yeah. I really think the date on the bottom is an issue, leads me to believe the event was on Saturday. Oh, no, maybe it's just confusing how I did take those screenshots. Um, basically, what happened is it should be like this, right? So this was Sunday, and because this is after midnight, this goes into Monday. Yeah, it's probably a little bit confusing. Fallout on the way home, left unresolved, so the morning did in a panic. Oh, I already read that. Friggin' StreamYard. Her luggage was the label on the front as she walks in, and on Coonrod's tape, the luggage label faces the wall. So she would have awkwardly turned the luggage around. People question the ring footage because of it. Oh, really? Oh, thank you, Brooks. I really need to look at this again. So her luggage label on the front as she walks in, and on Coonrod's tape, the luggage label faces the wall. That's interesting. I gotta look at this again. I gotta look at this again. Any footage would be nice. Yep. Street cameras, all that. Yeah. But the street cameras, they weren't working. Like all 17 of them, not working. Shanann owed money to NA? I did not know that. All right. Yeah, isn't it? I really have to look at this too. All right, you guys, we're drifting off into the Live 360 stuff. And this was not my intention was not to confuse you guys. It was just, little questions I had and thought, you guys find out so much. So I was thinking you have an answer for me. Anyways, we have a bank holiday here tomorrow, and I'm gonna sleep in. I need sleep. I need like 24 hours sleep. And what we're gonna do on Saturday is the router. So please, please, please join me. when we're doing the router. Um, that's also, a little investigation to make up my mind a little bit about if I think the girls went out there already on Sunday, which tend, I tend to think, I think 90% by now. But yeah, like I said, I would need more evidence. Um, yeah, so Saturday, 5-ish, around 5-ish Eastern time, we're going through the router again because I had many requests. People did not see it all or understand it all. I'm not an expert, but I just try to piece together. I work with an expert, like it's my work colleague's husband, Jeff. He works for Apple over 20 years, and he helped me a lot with all that Apple stuff and locations and all that. Yeah, so I have to rely a little bit on him. But the router is like when you first see it, you think, oh my God, what is all that? But then, Google helps you a lot as well, um, just to educate yourself a little bit into what's what. And yeah, I hope I can give you a nice, good presentation and you might see or understand things clearer after. All right, you guys, I hope you're having a great time until we see each other again on camera, of course, on Saturday. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want you guys to wait so long for me. So today without my face. But on Saturday, I'll be seeing you guys again. And we're going through the router. So if you have any questions, or if you can think of something that you always wanted to know concerning the router, or whereabouts on Sunday, or the phone, or whatever, write it down or send me an email and I will address it on Saturday in the live stream. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that little presentation and know more about crude oil and the Cervi well site in general. I truly hope you do, just to prevent, misinformation out there. All right. See you on Saturday. And until then, stay healthy, stay out of drama, and you are loved. See you later. Bye bye.